this is with Love, and I am here with another His and Her video. His and Her read. So, in this read, I will be taking a look at the energy that is in the world, the energy that is shared between the two of them, both the masculine and feminine energy. And then we'll be taking a look at how he looks to the world, the way he feels internally, the way she feels internally, and the way she looks to the world. And we'll be doing this in 3 levels. So the first level is the introductory energy. The second and third are the energies and the lines that tell us the story in full of what is going on between both him and her in this His and Her read. So what is happening on the first level of the His and Her energy? What is happening in the world? What is the energy in the world in the first level of this His and Her read? What is the energy in the world on the first level of this His and Her read? What is the energy that is in the world on the first level of this His and Her read? On the first level, on the first round of this His and Her read, what is the energy that is shared between the two? In the first round of this His and Her read, what is the energy that is shared between the two? In the first round of this His and Her read, how is he showing up in the world? How does he feel internally? How does she feel internally? And how is she showing up in the world? On the first round of this His and Her read, on the first round of this His and Her read, how does he look to the world? How does he feel internally? How does she feel internally? How does she look to the world? Okay, in this first round, the energy that's in the world is a journey. The energy shared between them is letting go. The way that he looks to the world is movement. The way that he feels internally is the movement is coming in fast. The way that she looks to the world is she's looking out to see what she can manifest. And the way she feels, the way she feels internally is give and take. So in listening, there is a mismatch of energy. So the way that she feels internally, she's showing out to the world. Like that's the way she's showing up in the world, and the way she feels to the world, she's showing up internally. So there's a switcheroo in her energy and the way that she's feeling. And that's crazy to look. It's like she's been turned inside out. So whatever it is that she feels internally, the world can see. And whatever it is that she's being perceived by the world, she feels internally. So it's like she's been turned inside out. Like, what would be sacred inside of her has been flipped. And the way she's being perceived, she's internalizing. So she's internalizing the way that she is being perceived in the world. So the world is benefiting off of how she feels internally. So with this give and take being how she actually feels internally, but she is being perceived in the world as give and take, the things that are kept deep inside of her is being extracted from the world outside of her. And while she would be looking externally as to what it is that she can manifest with the world and what are the possibilities to come, right? Because the Three of Staffs has actualized that abundance. She's at the beginning stages. So the way the world perceives her, she is internalizing it. So she has not yet been able to see what it is that she can experience within. So the way that the young man that she's dealing with is feeling, he's moving and he's split between letting go and going on a journey on his own and going in towards her, right? Because when you look at this movement, which is how he's being perceived to the world, is going towards the letting go. The letting go and going on a journey while he is looking towards her and all of what it is that she's going through. So while his body is moving towards letting go and going on a journey of his own, he internally and physically, mentally wants to go into whatever it is that she has going on in her life, because he sees that whatever it is she's experiencing has been flipped on its head. Because when I first said, I said the way she feels internally and the way she looks to the world and the way she feels internally, which means her energy has been swapped. This is supposed to be internal, and this is supposed to be the way she's looking to the world. But since it was swapped, this young man understands that there is help that she's gonna need, but he wants to let go and go on his own journey. And the energy shared between the two of them is the letting go. So the letting go is what is in between the both of them. So they both want to let go. Now the question is, what do they want to let go of? Is whatever it is that they want to let go of, is it having them, has it turned her inside out? Has it turned her inside out? Has their situation in their relationship turned her inside out? Hence the reason why he wants to let go and they both wants to let go, because she wants to get back to who she is. Now we'll figure out more of whatever this story is between them. So for the remainder of this read, I lost storage, but I had to finish this read because it was actually a very interesting read. So as you see on this first round of the his and her read, we have the energy of them letting go, right? Originally, when these two cards first came out, I had said the way that she looks to the world and the way that she feels internally, which means she had been flip-flopped. Her energy had been flip-flopped. So originally, the couple were in a stance of letting go. Whatever it is that was going on in their relationship, they wanted to let go. I feel as though the man in this relationship flip-flopped her energy to figure out how she felt internally. He wanted to know what it was that she felt internally. Because if this was like this, they were already in a stance of letting go. They were already in a stance of letting go, but he obviously wanted to hold on to her. He didn't want to let her go. You see how there's movement and fast coming in? That means something is coming in fast, movement, double movement. So even though they're in a stance of letting go, his energy It's like he's moving to letting go, but his actions are letting go, but mentally he's moving in. Internally, he wants to move in. He wants to come to her. But if this was how she would have came out, she would have been in a stance of giving to herself and looking at what it is that she had going on. Hence the reason why the journey was out in the world with the letting go. She was pouring into herself while looking out to see what it is that she needed to do for herself. But because whatever it is, so since he did something to mess up her energy, he now knows how she feels internally. So it would appear and seem as though that she wants to be in a situation where they're in a give and take. And that could have been true, right? Because internally she felt like a give and take, right? But I feel as though that with everything that he did, it made her double down in wanting to be a give and take with herself. But she was willing to work on their relationship. Hence the reason why in the second round came out with the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, which is the creative energy, and anticipation. So anticipation is what is shared between, the energy shared between them. And the second chakra is the energy that is in the world, which means there is a creative energy that is in the world and the anticipation that is shared between them. So the world that they're connected to and the way that they feel internally, they both wanted to hope for the best in their relationship, right? But because of whatever it is that this young man did, it kind of fucked up the trajectory of their relationship, because to the world, he looks like, okay, we have a strong foundation, like marriage is on the way, like commitment is on the way. But internally, because oh, excuse me. So that's confirmation that there isn't commitment. There isn't that's confirmation that there isn't commitment. There isn't marriage. Instead, what he felt is actually the course of their relationship. The fact that he had a conniption, he had a tower moment. He's mentally going through it because whatever it is that he did to figure out how she feels internally, it made him have a tower moment. So even though the world and they both are hoping for the best, his actions change that. And you can tell that there was a manipulation of her energy, because in the first round, she wanted to give and take for herself, right? But it appeared as if she wanted to give and take for them. So she used that energy. She used that energy to figure out if whatever love that she had for him, could it be manifested? Because she's showing up in king staff energy, king creative energy, right? That's the way she's showing up to the world. So she's hoping as well that what it is that he's showing up as externally will manifest internally within her. However, in that next round, they're disappointed, because in the world there's an angel of love, but between them it's the energy of disappointment. And the reason why it's the energy of disappointment is because internally she's fighting whatever he did to her to make her like basically go crazy or flip-flop. She's fighting herself internally. She's fighting. The world knows, with the angel of love being outside, the world knows that if she was by herself, she would be in a state of happiness, in a state of abundance. But because whatever it is that that young man did, because he didn't want to let go, even though they were in a stance of letting go, it made her fight internally. And the reason why I say she's fighting alone is because his back is turned. Whatever it is that he did to figure out how she felt internally, he wanted to figure out how can he become a new person to make that 1 cup with her 9 cups become a 10 of cups. But you see here, there's something blocking him from achieving that. And instead of like looking at whatever it is that they have going on between them, where she's fighting this thing alone, he turned his back, where he should be facing What is going on in their relationship? Once again, she's fighting by herself, because if this was the energy of how she felt internally before it was switch swap, and this is probably how she felt for them, like she wanted them to work out and he wanted them to work out too. Had he not did whatever it is that he did, they could have worked it out, right? Because she wanted a give and take. She wanted to be in lover's energy. But the thing he did to disrespect her energy and her spirit led her to be in a stance of fighting. So now between them, there's an energy of disappointment. Because instead of him taking a look at whatever it is, their problems that they have going on, he was trying to get to this, like trying to, if only I could get here, then we could be the 10. Instead of looking at the reality of whatever it is that they're going through. So my advice to the young lady is, because in this, she used that energy to try to manifest love within herself. Within herself. Maybe not even between him, right? Maybe for something new. That's the reason why the anticipation came. But because the anticipation is here and there's disappointment, it makes me feel like they wanted, after he disappointed her up here, they wanted to make it work, but it didn't work. So my advice for her is, he obviously wants you and he wants to be with you. You have to decide if everything that you've endured, if it's worth it. Even the energy that's in the world wants y'all to be together. A journey within creativity to get to a state of love, right? Y'all went from cold to hot to vibrant. And in disappointment, it says disappointment is a reaction to unmet expectations, causing feelings of heartbreak or frustration. It reminds you to adjust the relationship between expectations and reality. Accept that sometimes things don't go as planned, but it doesn't mean failure. It's a valuable learning opportunity. So again, sweetheart, whatever's going on in y'all relationship, if you feel that it is worth it, if you feel that he's worth it, if the way he showed up here with wanting to stay committed, but going about it the wrong way with switch swapping your energy, manipulating it, if you feel like who he is in his essence is greater than what he did, who he is and who he wants to be, that Four of Staves, that Fool, is greater than that Tower and that turning a back on you as you fight for this. If it's better than you being happy on your own and you being able to give and take within yourself, then by all means, sweetheart, go for it. Go for it. But again, if you decide to walk away, realize that it doesn't mean that you failed. It just means adjust your perspective on reality. And if you want this relationship to work, young man, you're going to have to take a deeper look into who you are and look at what's going on in your relationship and how you can show up and be in a situation of give and take, because obviously her needs aren't being met. And it seems like your needs are being met because you don't really want to let go. But she's ready to. She's ready to look out onto what could be for her and what could possibly happen for her. So again, you would have to change. And just because he has to change doesn't mean you're perfect, sweetheart. But whatever it is that you all want, take a deeper look at yourselves together. Get perspective on what is really going on in your relationship. How can you make it better? Or is it time to finally let go?